This is the importance of social strategy and the tactics here within LinkedIn. So I'm going to get into a few points. So here, point number one is going to be your profile URL. So if you go to your main profile, and I'm going to show you my screen here in a second. All right, let's see if I can do this. All right. If you go here to the profile, okay, you're going to see right up here on the top, you're going to see edit or customize your URL. As you can see here, let me see if I can zoom in on this. No, I can't. But right here, you see how it says linkedin.com, and I have my name, Rigoberto-Murillo. How many of you have a number or code or something in the back? Why is this important? Why does this matter? Okay. Well, the reason why it matters is because if you don't have your URL properly searched, or edited, people can't even find you. So here's the coolest part about LinkedIn. Unlike most of the other platforms, LinkedIn was built originally on this backbone platform of helping people hire and get hired. And so this is an important aspect to understand too, knowing where you're at. In fact, if you want to understand more on how to build this up, we had an amazing conversation with a good buddy of mine named David. In fact, Anita, if you can do me a favor, drop the link in the comments for somebody who needs to understand the difference and how to build their profile if you are searching for jobs. We're going to put that in there. Today's focus is if you are creating your business and those hacks. But if you're looking to be hired, there's a completely different way of structuring your profile. And David Alto did a great job explaining that on one of these podcasts that we did a few months back. So we'll go ahead and get that posted for you so you guys can watch it. Real quick, I'm going to take a second here and make sure that you guys understand how to follow me and how to continue getting information on this content. Hopefully you're getting value out of this. And if you are, do us a favor. Just go to my profile. You can go into the more section right there and click follow. And if you really want to connect with us, by all means, send me a connection request. I'm happy to do so. But why does that matter? Well, because that way you get notified. And LinkedIn actually just released a new update. And if you go to the top right of anybody's profile, there's a little bell. And you can say, hey, listen, I want to get more content from this person. I want to see more. I want to hear more. So I'm going to go ahead and place a notification that says, I want to know every time this person posts, or I just want to know the top on when it posts. It's a really great update. I love that, especially if you like content that somebody puts out. So make sure to check that out. But anyways, when we get into understanding why this URL change matters, if you go to your profile right now, you go to home, go to your profile, and what you will notice, and we've seen this with so many of our clients, that URL is usually a number. It was generic. It was created the first time they made their account. So guess what? When somebody searches you, you will not be found through your LinkedIn profile. If you are in business today, and especially if you are in a B2B, if you're working with your business to help someone else's business, I don't care if that's a coaching, consulting, products or services, any sort of field, like pretty much unless you have a storefront and you're selling goods and services that way, like, a brick and mortar. And even today that's changing, but that's a little bit different. It's a different strategy. But if you have a business to help someone else's business grow, okay, so we help people with lead generation, grow their sales, their branding, and essentially become noticed by the market. That's an important aspect to understand, that if you want to get noticed, somebody's going to Google you. If you do this right now, and I want to challenge you, go ahead and Google my name. Google Rigoberto Murillo. And what you're going to find is a lot of different searches that pop up. And guess what? Outside of a semi-good looking fictional character from a Mexican soap opera, and his name is Rigoberto Murillo, the majority of that search is going to pop up me. I'm the first, second, and third that will pop up. You're going to see articles I've done. You're going to see our live podcast. You're going to see my LinkedIn profile more than once. Why does that matter? Someone wants to know who I am. I want to bring them here. I want them to understand me, and I want them to build on this personal profile. my personal brand so they can understand who I am, and then they can understand what we're doing and how our company serves. If your name is not fixed right there, they can't find you. It's hack number one. It's as simple as it gets. Okay, editing your URL. Let me go to the next one here, and I'm going to go ahead and let's see if this one works. All right. Clear this real quick. Stupid messenger. All right, so now you've got the URL fixed. What's the next piece? All right, do you see how it says, well, let me go back to the home screen. Pay no attention to the live that's happening at the exact same time. Okay, so if you look here, the next piece that I want to show you guys is going to be the resources area. So a lot of people don't even understand this, and they don't understand why the resources is so important. Okay, so if you go to resources here, you'll see that I have creator mode on. So what's creator mode? You can see here, see these analytics? 491 people have viewed my profile. I've got 4,300 post impressions. Why does that matter? That matters because I have turned on creator mode. You go here into this section, you go into creator mode and you turn it on. What does creator mode allow you to do? Creator mode allows you to use creator tools, LinkedIn Live, audio events, newsletters, following tools. So let's say you're trying to recruit. If you're a recruiter, this is massively important because you know that you're speaking to people that aren't generally going to be able to make a whole lot of indication that they're looking for a job, especially if they're working for a competitive company. So if you're with an organization and your job is to go recruit, you need to make it as simple as possible for somebody to follow you without having to send out a request. You see, a lot of people have a hard time with that. That becomes very difficult for them. But if you allow them just to be able to follow you without having to request you to approve them, you make it a lot simpler. The same thing goes for a business. If you have a business where you're sending services out and you're trying to attract, you don't want to make it difficult for people to follow your content. You don't want to make it difficult for people to see what's going on. You have to build a relationship and a trust first. Remember, there is nothing different than going out in front of somebody at a conference or getting a meeting and sitting in front of this team, in their location and creating that first impression and second impressions. And as you get through this happens right here. Remember, social media is just digitization of your reputation. There's nothing different. So don't overthink it. That's one of the biggest things we see. People always try to overthink it. So here, as you get into creator mode, it also allows you to create some topics that you talk about: strategy, lead generation, content marketing, entrepreneurship, thought leadership. Those are mine. I can change those anytime I want. Those 5 hashtags allow me to connect with others who are interested in the same information. All right, so tip number 2 was getting those creator tools turned on. Why? Because you want to be able to have that access. Here's something that I think you would be very interested to know. And this has grown in the last few months. But as of earlier this year, there was less than 200,000 out of 400 million, you guys. Less than 200,000 people had LinkedIn Live. You want to know how to get in front of your competition? I don't care how bad your LinkedIn Live goes. I don't care if you're good at it or not. There is no better way than starting to create content and put it out there. Doing what we're doing just like this. Just going live, answering questions, maybe talking about a new product or service. Don't worry about if anybody's watching. I don't care. We do this every week, every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central Time. I got Lorianne watching in France, getting ready to go to dinner with her hubby, right? Why isn't she here? I don't know. We'll talk to her about that later, right? I can see her giggling, right? But check it out. She is in the other side of the world, across the pond, watching this content right now, and so could anybody else that you want to influence or contact. then this content becomes reusable. Now I can take it, I can put it into a newsletter. I can create small bits off of this. Maybe I say something genius and all of a sudden I have a fancy and a great quote. Now I got a quote I can put out there. Okay, are you guys getting the importance of this? So, bonjour, Lorianne. So when you are going out and trying to break in or build your personal brand, the importance of understanding these simple tools are going to matter.